Adding buttons to your design can be as complicated or as easy as you want, depending on the shape of your buttons and the position of them on your MP3 player. On this design, for example, I'm going to place 2 buttons either side of the screen and then 2 small buttons on the back of the MP3 player. To draw on new buttons, you have to make a new sketch. First of all, select the face using the face tool that you want to draw your buttons onto. So I shall select the top surface. Then always remember work plane, new sketch, and give your sketch a name. Then click on the View on the Work Plane tool. For these buttons, I'm going to use the Ellipse tool. Starting from the center of my shape, I draw out my first ellipse, which is close or just bigger than the ellipse I used to create the screen. I then use the ellipse tool again, and again starting from the same center, draw out another ellipse which bisects the first ellipse. You will notice that the ellipse is not filled in any area. This is because the lines overlap and do not create a continuous profile to create a sketch. So we have to delete some parts. Select the delete tool and delete the parts of the lines which you don't want. You will notice that the 2 shapes are now filled on either side of the screen. These will be your buttons. Use the arrow keys and tilt the shape back so you can check that the sketch actually is sitting on top of your MP3 player. Then simply go to Feature, Extrude Profile, and extrude your buttons a small distance above the surface. You shall also round off the edges of these buttons. Select the Edge tool, hold down the Shift key, and select the edges on the top of the button. Make sure you have selected all the edges. Then use the Round Edge tool. Feature, Round Edge, and enter a small radius. You shall see a yellow preview and then click OK. You now have 2 buttons either side of your screen. Now turn your MP3 player over using the scroll wheel on your mouse or the arrows on the keyboard, and again selecting the face tool, select the face on the back, and again make a new sketch. Always remember to click Work Plane, New Sketch, and to give your sketch a new name. Click on the View on the Work Plane tool and now draw a simple circle on one side of your MP3 player. We obviously want the second circle to be in exactly the same position on the other side so it is symmetrical. The best way to do this is to draw yourself another center line. Select the Line tool, and from the center of the axis, or from the center of your MP3 player, hold down the Shift key and draw up a center line. While it is still selected, right click and toggle Constructed. Then select, using the Select Line tool, your circle, making sure the line is red. then go to line and mirror. You will see that the line you have selected is showing up under the Lines tab. Select Axis and now select your central axis. Make sure the preview checkbox is checked. This will show you a preview of where the circle will appear. Click OK. Using the arrow keys, tilt your model back so you can see that the two circles are indeed placed on the back of your MP3 player. Now extrude these. Feature, extrude profile, and extrude them a small distance. I will extrude these 0.25 of a millimeter. Click OK. Now, if you remember, we can use the deform tool. Using the face tool, select the top face of one of the circles you've just created and go to Feature, Modify Solids, Deform Face. Enter a small value like 1 and click OK. And you will see the surface will slightly raise. Select the face tool and do the same again to the over circle. So you now have two buttons on the top and two buttons on the back. We now need to create sockets, one for the USB and one for the headphones.